why not Triple G again? I mean, I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see it, so we'll see. We'll see if we can make it happen next year.
I got to tell you, I really, really like Canelo before the last fight, but I love him now because
Why?
Oscar and I talked before the fight, and Oscar was like, you got to attack the body more. You got to be willing to be a little bit more aggressive. Triple G called Canelo out because I thought he should have won the first fight. And Canelo stalked him the entire fight. I never saw that coming. I got mad respect for Canelo. Having said all of that, when you think about a trilogy with him and Triple G,
right?
Why should we? What would be any different than what you saw in the first two?
I think the difference will be somebody's going to knock somebody out. I think that's going to be the difference. I mean, they know each other's style now. Triple G, the first fight, okay, he came forward. And people said, oh, well, he won the fight because he was aggressive. So now Canelo, I tell Canelo, you have to go out there and bully the bully. You have to go out there and go forward and throw every combination until the last round. And that's exactly what he did. And he won the fight. And now if a third one happens, I think there's no room for decision or anything like that. I think you have to knock your guy out to win.
Everything is built. Stars are built for trilogies, right? You got to have stars.
I think we can see trilogies. 5 fights.
Oh, 5 Triple G?
I wouldn't go that far.
Why not? Why not?
That's
really
not fair
far?
because Triple G's older. Stop it. Stop it. Canelo's got plenty of time left. He set Triple G up. He'll lose the 4th or 5th time for sure. But go ahead, Will.
We just had a big heavyweight fight, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. Now everybody wants to see Anthony Joshua. Let me ask you this. Who do you think is the best right now in the heavyweight division? Who's the guy to look at?
To look at is Anthony Joshua. I think so. After watching Wilder and Fury, I have mad respect for them, both guys. Because, I mean, look, these guys were throwing bombs. These guys, I mean, come on. Fury goes down, referee's counting him out, and all of a sudden you see the freaking Undertaker just get up, It was crazy. Yeah. So mad respect for both guys. I think Wilder did a great job. Fury did a great job. But the gatekeeper right there in that division is Anthony Joshua.
Yeah. Let me transition to what can only be labeled an uncomfortable subject to some degree. Dana White, the boss for the UFC.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have too many nice things to say about you, Oscar.
Well.
And listen, he went so far a few weeks ago, and I like Dana. I like both of you, you know that. But I thought he went a little bit too far. He called you a cokehead for crying out. This is what he said about you. I want to know, as we have you sitting here on national television, what is that relationship about, and what do you have to say about the things that he has had to say about you?
Well, look, first of all, what I said about, not about him personally, just about the business, about how fighters are just coming up to me and saying, look, we don't get paid enough. UFC just sold for $4 billion. We're here struggling, trying to make ends meet. I'm fighting for a world title fight where this fight does 1 million homes and I only get paid $50,000. Look, I'm not attacking his persona. I'm not attacking him personally. If he wants to attack me personally of what happened 15 years ago, and let me tell you one thing. After that, I made myself better. Yes, I've cleaned up. Yes, I've done the work to be the person I am today. And that's a person that is, a person that is clean, a good citizen of America, and that's what I do. I'm working hard to build my business and to take care of my fighters. Are you doing the same? Are you taking care of your fighters? Why are so many fighters complaining? You know what? I'm getting to a point where I was going to do one event, Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell, I gave Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell the opportunity because Dana White doesn't pay him enough. Why in the hell is Chuck Liddell still fighting at this age? Because Dana White doesn't pay him enough. That's why. So I have to come in and give him his biggest payday that he's ever made. That's the bottom line.
Go ahead.
Some people would say, though, Chuck Liddell had no business in the octagon. He's had some vicious knockout losses.
Yes, he has.
Evans
yes, he has.
We saw what Tito Ortiz did to him in the first round just the other day. I mean, that was bad. So Dana came from the point, I am looking out for fighters because Chuck Liddell is a friend of mine. We go back 20-plus years. He should have never been in there, and somebody who cared about him would have never put him in the octagon. What do you say to that?
Did you know that Chuck Liddell made $200,000 when he fought Tito Ortiz, and that pay-per-view did 1.5 million homes? Who kept the rest of the money? That's not fair. You
But
don't do that
Oscar,
to fighters.
I have a question. Isn't boxing and UFC such a different deal, though? Because they have the unifying body in terms of having the UFC, and boxing doesn't, all the different promotions.
Okay, fine then. I'm going to take the calls that all these UFC fighters are calling me. I mean, there's 40, 50 UFC fighters who are calling me. I'm not taking those calls because I respect their contracts. I respect the fact that they're with the UFC. But let me tell you one thing. Once those fighters are free agents, then guess what? I'm going to take those calls. I'm going to take.
So
those
you're
calls.
going to compete with Dana White?
Hell, yes, I am. I'm going to compete with Dana White. Just the way I started Golden Boy Promotions, and now we're the biggest powerhouse in boxing. That's exactly what I'm going to do with MMA.
And you think you'll take better care of the fighters?
Absolutely.
So let's be clear.
1,000%.
Let's be clear. What's next for Golden Boy Promotions in MMA?
In MMA, I'm going to, sit down with my team. I'm going to analyze who the free agents are out there because I'm not going to get a hold of no fighters that aren't under contract with UFC. Don't get me wrong. I want to see who's a free agent, who contacts me, and then I'll build another event, but I'll build a big event. I'll build an event where the fighters are, not Tito Ortiz and Chuck Liddell ages, but I'll build an amazing event and not do it pay-per-view. I'll do it on a platform that is not going to charge you $80, $90. Pay-per-view is gone. Pay-per-view is gone. That's why Canelo Alvarez is going to make $365 million not fighting on pay-per-view.
Before I let you get on out of here, one thing I want to tell you, Dana White's going to be in studio in all likelihood later on this week. So beware. We're going to ask him his position about this, number one. And number two, I want to know personally on national television, if the opportunity presented itself, would you and Dana White sit across the table from one another and have a discussion about this?
Why not?
Because I would certainly invite both of y'all on this show.
I would love to challenge him.
All right.